Now that we're done with quotes, my name is Daniel Ressler, and I'm an engineer in the Bay Area. And just to kind of switch it up, I thought I'd read an article from the Washington Post that was published on July 25th. There's been a lot of speculation. Okay, the title is NSA Snooping is Hurting U.S. Tech Companies' Bottom Line. There's been a lot of speculation that the revelations about the NSA surveillance program PRISM damaged the credibility of U.S. tech companies, especially international clients who were the primary targets of the snooping operation. But now it is starting to look like the snooping is hitting the US-based cloud providers where it really hurts, their pocketbooks. Computer World UK reports a recent Cloud Security Alliance survey found that 10% of the 200 officials at non-US cloud companies have already canceled their contracts with US providers after the leaks, and 56%, that's a majority, of non-US respondents are now hesitant to work with US-based cloud providers. This is bad news for US tech companies because cloud computing and storage is a huge expanding market. Research firm Gartner forecasts that the public cloud services market will grow 18.5% in 2013 to a total of $131 billion worldwide. The NSA surveillance program is not just about the unconstitutionality, even though I think that is the most important thing. It is about jobs here in California. And part of the conversation that I think that should be included with fighting these programs is an economic argument. Thank you.
Hi, so I'm a lawyer, can you tell? I came in costume today because I dress up for court. I thought I would dress up for this and for the Fourth Amendment. There have been a lot of quotes from 1984 today, a work of fiction that we're scared is becoming non-fiction. I want to read, I think, one of the most important non-fiction quotes of our society, and I ask you to listen, mark, and inwardly digest the language of this non-fiction quote to help us guard to ensure that it doesn't become fiction. And this quote is our bedrock security in our society, because security is the issue today. So listen to what this quote says about security. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. Security. And no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Thank you.
My name is Mark Mason, and I'd like to say that, as you all know, the Fourth Amendment protects people against unreasonable searches and seizures, as we just heard, the reading of the exact precise language of the Fourth Amendment. It is a constitutional provision that protects the privacy of the people. We do have a right to privacy. The Bill of Rights limits state power. You would not know that by looking at the Obama administration, the Bush administration, and going back further. I'll say it again. The Constitution and the Bill of Rights actually limit state power. They can't do this. During the past 50 years specifically, the courts have interpreted the Fourth Amendment as to expand the powers of the state to invade the privacy of us, the citizens, while they have been expanding corporate power against worker safety. claiming that the Obama administration claims the power to capture and store, as we have seen, all electronic communications, and claims the power to search all electronic devices within 100 miles of the border without a warrant. I'll repeat that again. The Obama administration claims that they can inspect your handheld device, anything that you carry that's an electronic device that transfers any kind of electronic communications right now, today, here at Justin Herman Plaza. The police can come in here, grab your smartphone or your tablet and say, we're going to go rifling through it right now, today, at this time and place. They claim that power. While privacy of flesh and blood persons has been attacked, the courts have interpreted Fourth Amendment protections to apply to so-called corporate persons. Due to recent court decisions, OSHA, the Occupational and Safety Health Administration, can no longer conduct surprise inspections of dangerous workplaces for the purpose of protecting the lives and health of workers and the public. We saw the explosion of the fertilizer plant in West Texas. Why did that happen? It hadn't been inspected in more than 20 years because OSHA can't go in there. Why? Because corporations have superpowers because they are super persons, if you listen to the Supreme Court. The path, this is the Fourth Amendment. It's all about the Fourth Amendment, illegal search and seizures. The path towards restoring the right to privacy for real persons and the path toward protecting the lives and health of workers and the public is for the people to assemble for a purpose of writing a new Bill of Rights, a Bill of Rights 2.0. We cannot rely upon the President or Congress, or as we have seen, the courts, to protect the civil liberties of Americans. We the people can effectively defend our civil liberties, protect our privacy, and protect worker rights by holding nationwide town hall meetings, both real and virtual, for the purpose of establishing modern constitutional protections of citizen privacy.
All right, thank you guys all so much for showing up. I just want to give you guys a very quick reminder to keep things peaceful and civil as best as possible. And we hope you can join us later on our march under those terms. Thanks.
Hey everyone, I'm Alex. I'm one of the organizers of Restore the Fourth, and we're the group that's putting this event together today. Thanks so much for coming out. Today is all about you, and it really feels good to see everyone here. First off, I'd like you to help me by, if you have a banner, raise it up. Let everyone see it. Because I don't have a speech, and I need the cue cards. So that just hold them where I can see them. Hey NSA, we're watching you now. National security extremism. Who's watching the watchers? These are good questions. I just want to talk a little bit about why we're all here, what this event's about, and why it's so important that everyone here came. First, this organization that's put this together is really just some regular people. We meet in a sandwich shop in the back of the mall. And we saw some bad news. And what we saw in the news, who here saw the court order demanding all of Verizon's call information? Who read that? That was back in June 6th. That hit me like a ton of bricks. You know, my whole life I've been a computer geek, hoodie-wearing nerd, and that's how I make a living. I work on computers, I do computers. And I've always told people that this technological future that we're building is pretty glorious and it's pretty awesome. And little did I know that it's people like me in my tribe who are building the surveillance state. And I felt a special responsibility to take this up. And I couldn't let what I saw on the news go without a fight. And that's what, you know, similar stories for other people in Restore the Fourth. We're just regular people. We're crisscrossing the aisle so many times. We look like an Argyle sock. You know, you got libertarians, conservatives, tree huggers, like we're all in here, and what we are united by is that we believe in liberty. You know, why are we here? We're here because we've been told by very loud voices that we need to give up our liberty for some security. And who has opposed those voices? Who's opposed those voices have been some lone actors, people who saw some stuff that they didn't like and decided to tell the rest of us about it. And we've tried not doing anything to stand up with them. We've tried that, just sitting at home and angrily commenting on the internet, and that didn't work. It's not going to work unless regular, everyday people who've got, reasonable lives and pretty mainstream opinions say, you know what? I'm not going to let them face this alone. I'm going to stand up with them. We're told that we have to sacrifice our liberty for our safety. They're telling us that we need to give up our Fourth Amendment rights to win the war on terror. But I'm sorry to say, but the war on terror will never be won under their parameters. It can't be won as long as we put the world on notice that Americans aren't the people they claim to be. If we let the world know that we can be so frightened by terrorists that we will give up our individual liberties, our specific claims to exceptionalism, then they know that terrorism works. How are you going to fight terrorism? By proving to the world that it works. So this event, what we're doing here is we're letting our elected representatives know that we're watching. We're asking them to stop fighting the war on terror on the terrorists' behalf. Fight it on our behalf. We will never win the war on terrorism until we start listening to that little voice that is speaking inside of us, and it's saying some words that have grown pretty dim now. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. And there are some people, some amongst us, who've been fighting way out in front of us, way in front of the regular people who have to go to work tomorrow. They've been fighting this and they just can't turn that voice off. You gotta feel, they're gonna go to the mat fighting for us. And if we don't stand up with them, they're gonna be ground into hamburger. It's up to us to stand up with them. That's why we're here. We're here to show the world that Americans are actually living up to the ideals they say they're about. And we're here for each other. Thank you so much for coming out. We have amazing speakers for you today. They're going to be able to tell you about, we have real history makers, and the idea is that, hey, there's sandwich shops and malls all over the country, and we've got Americans all over the country. What more do you need? Get some sandwiches, call up your friends, say, you know what, that crap we saw in the news, we will not let that stand. We will set a precedent for the 21st century that we can have our liberty, and our liberties can make us safe. Thank you so much, and I'd like to let's get this going. Let's get this event going. Hold your banners high. Thank you.